Good morning, guys. Theo here on Common Sense. Out here a little later in the morning than usual because I just restructured things. You know, of the life process, you can have like puzzle pieces, or not puzzle pieces, but I guess they're like different blocks on a stack, and you can stack them differently sometimes. So now I'm out here right before a leg workout, and I've actually been working on the Solar Night merch store. Solar Night t-shirts. Let me know in the comments if you'd be interested in that. I've just ordered the first batch just to see for myself, but please let me know, guys. So today I figured I was gonna do a video about the weight loss process, because I've been talking a lot about the process. Even I think I have a video called just the process I made this summer, and I'm just doing it now about the weight loss process because, you know, the life process is like the entirety of the thing, but you of course have different processes for different things. Like you have a training process, right? And so the difference between the process and the program is you can change the program according to your specific goals at the time, but the process is like the overarching thing, like the, you know, what the things you do about your kind of goals and stuff that never change. They're like, oh yeah, do you see the bigger picture with all of that? So with a weight loss process, just as an example, let me know if there's any other processes you'd like me to elaborate on. Everything, you know, relationship process, diet process, training process, whatever process, you know, learning a new skill, like I'm learning the Greek, that process. You have processes for everything. But so the weight loss process, the problem is that people think of the process, when you talk about that, it's because the person doing the process they're doing is unique for them. Like, yeah, a lot of things are going to overlap. Like, we go to the gym, yes, we're on a similar diet, yes, we lift weights, but then within this you change around according to you specifically, right? And people think of a thing like weight loss too much as like, what diet do I go on so I lose this much weight in this amount of time, for instance, you know. And while at times it can be reasonable to set kind of time frames like that, goals like, oh, I'd like to have lost this amount in this time or whatever. Even a thing like that is not exact. It's just something to strive for. Like, okay, now we know we're shooting for about around there. Maybe you're happy earlier, or maybe you notice when you come to go, I want to get a little further. But so people think that it's like, okay, now I go on the keto diet and I do the intermittent fasting like the guy said, and now I lose weight, you know. But there's so much more than just the program that goes into this. You're a person, and if you are in a spot where you even need to do weight loss, you're not like a bodybuilder like me with good discipline with their diets that's just kind of bulk and cuts, adds and loses weight just because I want to, kind of. If you've gotten into a spot where you're like, I have to lose weight, you have some kind of problem with that. Either emotional, like you have you see comfort in eating, and so that's your way when you struggle, and this keeps you from creating a weight loss process, being in a deficit for long enough to actually lose the weight, or you gain it back, you know. Or you could even be a person that has the good discipline and doesn't really have the eating addiction, just that they've been lazy for a while, but physically their metabolism has kind of shut down, you know. So I know I've coached and talked to a lot of people like this. So what you have to understand is you just start somewhere. It's not finding the perfect program. It's not that let's say I tried the keto diet, it didn't work. I go to something completely else. Then maybe something within your keto diet there. You changed the intermittent fasting you did. Like, I'll take an example. Keto, everything I say here is just examples, because I mean, it's a unique weight loss process for you. It could be anything. So let's say what happens for a person, whether keto or not, at night is like in the evening, it's like where they kind of get hungry and give in to some kind of cravings, go out, get some crap that they shouldn't, and now it wasn't a deficit on this day anymore, even maybe a surplus, and of junk food too. Well, if this person thinks that, but in the morning, when I do break my fast, when I start my intermittent fasting window, I'm actually not that hungry. You know, what if I try it the exact same way I do it, with exact same meals I have, I just start later? And so they do that, and then when they come to this point in the evening, they're more full still, and they manage to stick to their deficit, right? You see, they did a little step change there. And it's the kind of the same, like someone who has gotten into their head that I would do 72-hour fasts, you know. lose weight, but just over and over and over, just breaks it. It can't go longer than 24 hours or something. I mean, it's not necessarily that fasting doesn't work for you at all. Maybe you're just fucking too addicted to food and you can't go through with 3 days right now. But maybe you then try 36 hours, go a little longer than 24. And when you set that as a goal, even though you started struggling, you know that, but I don't have full 2 days still. So you could push through and you took it 36 hours. Maybe later, after you try that again or something, you try a 48. And all of a sudden, after this gradual improvement of your process, you can do 72-hour fast now. And someone else that doesn't really have the eating addiction, but tries a lot of fasting, and even when they keep this actually guy that I talked to this morning, it's kind of funny, this example, but I heard it before, done a bunch of fasting, like 3-4 day fast, loses kilos of body weight, but quickly, even though he keeps pretty tight eating window, clean, healthy, whole foods, doesn't eat all that much, not what should lead to this rapid weight gain, but he basically gains everything back, and he's probably, due to the just shit lifestyle before, like he didn't really get addicted to food, it was just, he had some very unfortunate life circumstances, so it just kind of, as all of us, it's like me, I ate a bunch of junk food back in the day, but it wasn't my biggest addiction. But so in this guy's case, it's more that from that period, he has become like insulin resistant, and maybe his thyroid is not good. I don't know, of course, because, I just talked to this guy and he doesn't quite know himself, but he just observed that it seems like when even though I do the fast and don't overeat and not junk food, I seem to be gaining back very fast. And and to a guy like that, I actually advise you have to build your body into a machine that takes more fuel, right? So you burn more energy. Because right now it seems like your body is so unable to use it's not running on high energy to begin with, and it's not very able, when you're insulin resistant, it's basically difficult to put on muscle, and easier put on fat too. So you should probably work on the insulin resistant first by actually not doing any longer fast, maybe intermittent fasting, like an 8-hour eating window, but then keep doing the good nutrition and lifting weights and moving, just walking a lot. All of these things are going to help your metabolism and insulin resistance, right? And then when you've done, this might actually be an attract, don't chase effect for a guy like this, that if he nails down the protocol, the balance of those things there, with the eating, moving and training basically, that I could actually lose more weight from doing that than doing long fast, because it just gives the body what it needs to function properly. But if not that, it's like when he has rebuilt a better metabolism, now when he does the fasts, he's going to be like me, that the body just burns through a bunch of fat, and because it's so healthy, as soon as you reintroduce foods and start going back to your lifestyle again after the fast, you don't put on weight, you keep the metabolism high. So do you see, guys, I'm just trying to throw out a few different examples of this is what I do when I coach people. It's not that Theo is secretly having this perfect program for you that he just hands out and now you just follow it, and you are able to follow it to a T because Theo has the magic program. No, that's not it at all. Like, yeah, very likely I'll be able to speed up the optimization process, but it's your process in the end, and we're going to do these gradual changes. Sometimes, of course, when you've tried something, sometimes it's just, okay, apparently we throw this out the window for now at least. It could be like long fast. You could, for someone, even if it isn't necessarily that they can't do them, you can just notice that, okay, for now, let's move away from them. We might bring them back. Yeah, but that's the thing, guys. The coach has answers to some questions, some general questions, and sometimes might actually make the decisions for, literally can't, of course, the person, I'm not there by them, I can't force them, but kind of that we treat it that way. But for the most part, just as on this channel, what I try to do, I do some things that I hand out. Okay, look, this is my diet. Look, here's a Solar Knight Apprentice training program, but all of it is supposed that you can do your own twist on it, right? So what a coach really does a lot of the time is asking the right questions, leading the person's thought process through the right things and making them come up with the answer. That's how you create, in this case, a weight loss process. You can't just try things and be like, oh, that didn't work. It's like, yeah, that didn't work. What made it not work? Is it this entire thing altogether, or is it some detail within it that you can tweak? And then gradually, as you get better, when you don't take on too much at a time, you allow yourself to fail and watch it as a lesson, something you learned instead of a mistake. If you fail, like whatever, break a fast early or something, earlier than you thought, but you figure out why that happened and adjust, and in the end manage to do it the next time, it wasn't a failure. It was a necessary step for you to get there. Do you understand? And this also, reminders like this is, of course, what a coach always does. When people feel like they're failing, like, you know, you're not. You're just. You decide if it's a failure or a lesson. You know. So that's it for today, guys. I'm gonna go smash some legs, my heavy workout. Maybe I put some clips in the video, not sure. But please like and comment, what do you think about this? Any other process you'd like me to talk about? The carrot method, maybe a little refresh your memory on that one. It's the method for the life process, like the tools I work with mainly, basically. And when I wrote them out in an inspired state, this shape just happened to be a carrot. So it's the carrot method. And I, of course, eat the carrot with every meal also. So please subscribe for more content about fitness, fasting, losing weight, building muscle, self-improvement, mental health, stoicism, philosophy, all that kind of cool shit, guys. I will see you later. Peace.